Hey you guys, so I hope you're doing really well. This is the soft-spoken version of my video titled Romance. This is a gigantic box of chocolates. It's a really big box of Hershey's Kisses Deluxe. It's got 50 pieces and each one has a hazelnut center, whole roasted hazelnut center. It says it's smooth milk chocolate with delicate crisps. I guess that's what it says. Yeah, delicate crisps. You can see in the picture, I think this is what they mean by those little delicate crisps here, and that's the hazelnut center. Okay. So it says say more with Kisses Deluxe Chocolates, a deliciously thoughtful gift that's crafted with care and premium ingredients. A whole roasted hazelnut enveloped in layers of smooth, creamy chocolate and delicate crisps. It's twice the size of the Kisses chocolates you know and love. Now you can say more with Kisses Deluxe Chocolates. Of course, these items are just kind of traditionally like a romantic date or Valentine's Day, which is coming up, which you might be watching it around that time. But there was a perfume that I found called Romance, and that's what inspired the video. I'll show it to you next. But look at these gigantic pieces. They're huge. Imagine there's 50 in here. Just kiss. Before I forget, I want to mention early on in the video that there are MP3s available. Many of you do know, but I've had a lot of people asking me when I'm going to do MP3s and that sort of thing, and I've already got them out, so I always forget to mention it until like the middle or end of the video if I even remember. So guys, if you are interested in MP3s of my videos, go to the link in the description box for my Patreon page. So description box below, click on the link for my Patreon page, all the details will be there. Just wanted to quickly mention because I've had people make comments and I'm like, oh shoot, I really need to mention it more often. Sorry if you've heard it before, but it was pretty evident that not everyone had heard it, because not everyone watches each video I put out, you know, so I'm gonna have to mention it here and there. I really like the sound of this kind of cardboard piece they put over the plastic, and I like the alternating sounds of like the high plastic sound, high pitched, and this really kind of tappy like higher pitched, like I don't even know if it's higher pitched. It's like, yeah, I think it is. I'm not an expert at that, but just got this really like tingly sound to me. There's a bit of space between the plastic box and the paper, and it really gives for a nice sound. Bit of an echo thing going on. But yeah, 50 count it says. Plus it says net weight 14.4 ounces, which is 410 grams. So the next item, like I said, is a box of perfume by Ralph Lauren called Romance. And again, this is what inspired me to have this themed video. I wasn't really thinking of Valentine's Day when I saw this, but I just thought this would sound great to tap on. And then I realized Valentine's Day was coming, so I guess it's appropriate. The truth is that romance to me is quite different from physical items. Very different. But these are just kind of fun little things that I could tap on that kind of represent romance. But for me, romance is things like my husband being a good communicator. That's very romantic. When he cares for me, like offers me his food. He always says every time he's eating, "Do you want some?" It's like he really wants me to take a bite of his food too. It's really cute. I find it very romantic. Whenever we go to eat out together, which, let's be honest, is basically never. We don't eat out very much. But we do have like mini dates, we call them, if we go to like, we get sandwiches or something out of the house that's like, even if it's like fast food or something like that, and not very expensive, we like, that's something we do. But basically what I was going to say is when we do go out, we always sit on the same side of the booth or table. Like we don't sit across from each other, if that makes sense. We've always done that ever since we dated. Into our marriage, we've always sat on the same side. Because we're quite cuddly. I'm really affectionate, and so is he. We're both like really cuddly. So it's like, I don't want him to be all the way across the table. That'd be a waste. A lot of our friends and family call us like turtle doves because we're both quite affectionate. So you can easily find us hugging somewhere. At an event, it will be holding hands or hugging or something. It's cute. I love it. I love it. I'm not going to open this because, as usual, this is not mine. This is someone else's that I borrowed for the video. My friends and family are very generous with the things they let me borrow for videos. Okay. Next, this is a bottle of, it's called, it's an Andre California Champagne. Naturally fermented. It's a signature collection and it's entitled Blush. So it's a very blush coloured, you know what I mean, like a nice pinky red colour champagne. I like these ridges at the bottom of the wine bottles. You can kind of hear that it's ridged. Or you can see my finger kind of bumping along there. The top of the bottle has a nice textured material that can wrap it up so that it's secure until you want to open it. Keeps it fresh. It's in a gold. It's in a color gold. It's quite like almost like aluminum type feeling. I'd tell you what it tastes like, but I really don't know. Let's see, what does it say at the bottom? It says fruity. There you go. Here's what it tastes like. Fruity with notes of raspberry and honey. Wow, that actually sounds really good. I actually am not a wine drinker. really don't like the taste of alcohol. I'll take a sip here and there from my husband's beer or wine or something just to try it, but I really don't really like them. The flavour's just not up my alley, I guess. The only time I do like this sounds good because it has those fruity notes. If a wine is really, really sweet, then I might like it. But I always think to myself, I'd really just rather have some juice if I'm gonna have some. Like, juice would taste better. I'm just like, I can't quite wrap my head around the alcohol flavour. It's just too strong for me. I'm quite small. I'm not tiny, but I am if I have a very few sips of wine, like I remember one time, and only one time, I had a few sips of alcohol. Like, I really don't like it. I rarely ever have more than one sip, maybe two. And I think I tried like a wine spritzer, so it was a little bit sweeter. And I had, I don't know, like 6 sips, and it gave me a headache. So yeah, I just don't really, it's not my favourite thing, obviously. And I don't even get headaches. So it was quite an odd experience. It's like, well, 6 sips for me is enough. So next, this really neat sipping chocolate from Trader Joe's. I'll show you the front. This is, I guess, the front. And it's basically a powdered chocolate, as you can see in here. Okay, you can't see it well enough, but it's powdered. And it's actually got an interesting way that it described it. I'm going to read it to you, so you can get an idea of what it is, because it's different from hot chocolate. It's sipping chocolate, and it's inspired by the European tradition, it says. It's 9 ounces, again from Trader Joe's. So it says, sipping chocolate, not quite a hot cocoa, hardly milk chocolate. Oh, sorry, hardly chocolate milk. It says, oh no, this is a chocolate experience meant to be sipped and savoured, a European delight. One taste of our Trader Joe's sipping chocolate, and you may feel like you've been whisked away to a sidewalk bistro in Rome or Barcelona. This decadent chocolate elixir has been crafted in the European style using only the finest ingredients. Immerse your taste buds in this rich, bittersweet chocolate. Simply add milk or water to enjoy this velvety, smooth sipping chocolate at home. So you apparently just prepare it by adding 1/2 cup of sipping chocolate, stir 3 tablespoons of mix into 1/3 cup of hot milk. I see, and to prepare 1 cup of decadent hot chocolate, called it hot chocolate here, stir 3 tablespoons of mix into 3/4 cups of hot milk. It does say add sugar to taste if you're making hot chocolate, I guess. I see. It says recommendation, do not overheat as milk may scald. Whole milk will provide the creamiest texture. Of course, water or non-dairy milks may be used as a substitute as well. No artificial colors or flavors, no preservatives. I've never heard of sipping chocolate before this. It says the ingredients are sugar, cocoa processed with alkali, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, natural flavor, soy, salt. Again, it says it contains soy, may contain traces of milk. So 3 tablespoons of this has 15 grams of sugar and 3 grams of protein. It's just a metal can. It has really warm tones. Okay, Next, I simply have this cup, the top of the wine bottle. I left some pieces here. Okay, so I have this little cup. It says love on it. This is a cup that is from Starbucks. And oops, upside down. And you can see that I think I was told they had like a series of these cups. That is a Chinese character for love. I believe that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. But I think that's a Chinese character for love. So it's just simple red cup. Do you guys have any of these? Do you have one that has the word love in a different language in the middle of the cup like that? I'm just curious because I was told there was like a series with this mug, the love mugs. I think these were from a while back, at least a couple of years if I'm not mistaken. So it's just like a ceramic mug. It says on the bottom, let's see, just Starbucks coffee. Yes, it's 2004. Starbucks Coffee Company. I don't know if that's just, I don't know what that date really refers to, but it's made in China, microwave and dishwasher safe. Trying to think of some things that I consider quite romantic. Sacrifice is romantic to me. When my husband sacrifices for me, like it's really romantic when he puts me first for something. So I think Jesus is very, like, God is very romantic. God's nature, he's very loving and even romantic towards his church. Like, if you read in the book of Revelation in the Bible, he refers to the church, like by the church meaning not a building, but like his children, if you will. So he refers to them as his bride. And it's a really cool metaphor throughout the Bible. Just that he would put his bride before himself, that he gave his life for his bride. So it's a metaphor. Obviously, we're not married to God. But like I said, this kind of stuff is not, for me, doesn't really represent romance. They're just physical items, but I love like actual romance, you know. Anyway, next item. This is a candle, obviously. And candles are considered romantic because you can light a candle and set the mood, have it be a very romantic atmosphere, romantic restaurant, or having a dinner together at home with a candle. So it's just simple. It's white strawberries is what it's called. White strawberries. This has those great textured pieces down here at the bottom. It's funny, I was just thinking that like if someone came to like harm us, like I was saying, the problem is I'd try to jump in front of my husband too, so we'd probably have a bit of a struggle. I remember a story from when I was very little. This is just kind of on that theme of protecting people, finding that very loving. My mom was with me and I was at my grandparents' home. My grandparents had a lot of like dogs and one of them was quite large, and this dog was playing out in the front yard, and I think I might have been about 2 years old, and I was toddling about. Again, this story was told to me many times by my family. I obviously don't remember it myself, but I was about 2. My mom and my grandparents were sitting kind of a little bit like away, like at the front of the house, and I was like playing on the grass. They had like a really big front yard that was like really safe to play in at the time. It's not like that as much anymore, but I was just running around playing, and I guess this dog just like started dashing towards me, not with the intention of harming me, but just playfully. But he was such a big dog, and he was running towards me like anything, and I was just so little that he basically was going and running, gonna topple me over, jump on me, and it would have been quite a bad scene basically. And so apparently my mom, from where she was sitting at the porch basically, ran like in an instant, got to me, picked up the dog and tossed the dog. And of course she loved the dog, she would never want to hurt the dog, but he was like running towards me, and like their story goes the dogs were this close to jumping on me in the run, you know. And he gets there and he's like about to jump, and she just picks him up and tosses that little guy, big guy, a big dog, and my little mum. So the dog was fine, don't worry, it was totally fine. But it's very loving, you know, like the way that people love each other. She just lost all sense of like protecting herself, of course, and all sense of like her physical limits. She didn't have any physical limit at that moment. As they say, moms can like lift cars, and anyway, I just think that's a cool form of love. Even though we're talking about romance, it's quite different, I realise. But it's a good story. Okay. So, we've got our wine, or our champagne actually, rather. Sipping chocolate, let me tell it. Our romance named perfume by Ralph Lauren.